I'm Executive Director Kevin Robertson, and this is the KDA Video Minute for Friday, February 19th. Well, as we discussed in Monday's Video Minute, we did in fact have action on Senate Bill 389 this week, and on Wednesday, the full Senate debated Senate Bill 389. Again, that's our bill to prohibit insurance companies from setting fees and provider contracts on non-covered services. The bill was carried on the Senate floor by Senator Karen Brownley, who did a fantastic job. There were no questions, discussion, no amendments even were offered on the bill, even though we had heard earlier in the day that perhaps a couple legislators had some concerns about the bill. Maybe a couple insurance industry related amendments might be offered, but none of that occurred. The bill was passed on to final action, which occurred first thing Thursday morning, and on a 40-0 unanimous vote, Senate Bill 389 was passed by the full Senate and is now on its way to the Kansas House of Representatives. So we're extremely excited that that bill has made really its first major hurdle passing the Senate, and now we'll start working on that bill in the House. I want to thank everyone who did heed the KDA's call and called their senator this last week prior to the vote on that bill. According to the survey that we had, almost every senator was contacted this week, and I think that certainly had a large impact on the overwhelming vote that we had in the Kansas Senate. I want to take a minute just to talk about the legislative process in Kansas. You know, you always hear about federal legislation and there's companion bills on the House and the Senate side. In Kansas, there's one bill, and that's Senate Bill 389. It physically now has passed the Senate, and it will now travel over to the House side. We needed to start with the beginning again with getting the bill scheduled for a hearing in the House Insurance Committee. That will be Chairman Clark Schultz, who chairs that committee. He's from Lindsborg, and we've already had communication with him. We think that we're in good shape there. And then once the bill has a hearing, of course, we'll need to get it out of the House to the House Committee, onto the House floor, and then pass the full House before it goes on to the governor ultimately for his signature. So that is the process. We need everyone to start calling their House members. There's 125 House members in Kansas compared to the only 40 senators, so it makes it really difficult for just myself and a handful of lobbyists that we contract with to make those contacts. We really need to have all our members making calls, contacting legislators so that they clearly understand what this issue is all about and the importance it is for the industry. Of course, the KDA has been interested in some other legislation, and one bill that we've mentioned in the past is House Bill 2590. That's a bill that has to do with medical gas installers and really has come out of the tragedy that happened in a dental office in Lawrence with a Tonganoxie student. That bill has been kept in committee. We don't expect action on that bill, and we'll keep you informed if anything else happens, but right now that there's no further action that we expect on House Bill 2590. We've talked several times about the state's financial issues, and as a result of those issues, we know that the Donated Dental Services Program is likely not going to be funded by the state in fiscal year 2011. What that means is that the Donated Dental Services Board of Directors is looking for money to help continue to fund that $70,000 a year administrative position that helps keep that program running. What's going on right now is the United Methodist Health Ministries Fund has pledged $15,000 in FY 2011, but we're looking for the other $55,000, of course, to make that happen. We really would like members to pledge some money. We're looking at other foundation options. The Kansas Dental Charitable Foundation perhaps will kick in a little money, what they have available. But all funding sources are being looked at, including frankly the dentists of the state of Kansas, to help us out to get through this trying time with Donated Dental Services to try to keep the program running, and then hopefully in a year from now the state will have the resources to continue to fund the program into the future. But we ask for you to, if you have any thoughts or ideas, Rotary clubs, foundations that you're involved in, please let us know, and we will try to seek money through those sources. 6 weeks from today is K-Mom Independence, April 16th and 17th. So in about a week, 10 days from today will be March 1st, and registration will open for K-Mom Independence for all volunteers, of course, including our dentists and their staffs. Now, one thing that has changed, we've talked for the last year about the K-Mom Independence being a smaller, maybe 2/3, 3/4 size clinic. We have a new venue in Independence that we're going to use. It will be the same size, a full-size KMON clinic, so we're going to need a full staff. Everyone that we've always had in the past. So we certainly encourage you to come. If you were thinking that, gee, maybe I'd skip this year because they didn't need as many dentists or people, that's not the case. We're going to need everybody. We want everyone to be there. So please sign up for KMON Independence and look for that registration via KDA online on March 1st. The KDA's Real World Transition Brunch will be held on Friday, March 19th from 10 to 12 at the Hyatt Regency Hotel during the Midwest Dental Conference. That is an ongoing annual event. We look forward to having dentists who are looking to transition out of their dental practices to participate, to help connect with students who will be, of course, be transitioning from being a student into dental practice, and then help the dentists themselves transition out of dental practice. So thank you, and we hope you were able to participate in that particular program. And let me just conclude with a reminder to all the delegates out there that the KDA Board of Delegates is meeting on Friday, March 19th during the UMKC Midwest Dental Conference at 1:30 at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, as we normally do. And please make sure that's on your calendar. We'll be getting the agenda and packets to you very shortly with regard to that meeting. Well, thank you for listening to me today, and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week with the next edition of the KDA Video Minute. Thank you.